I made the motion. Thank you, trustee Bowles. Any discussion? Hearing none, please call roll.
Trustee Bowles?
Aye.
Trustee Hacker?
Aye.
Trustee Lucas?
Aye.
Trustee Alegna?
Aye.
Supervisor Prater?
Aye, motion passes. Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all.
Justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Review and approval of the minutes from the regular board meeting held on March 13th, 2023.
I move to accept them.
Thank you, trustee Lucas. Is there a second?
I'll second.
I'll second.
I think you gotta be quick.
Thank you,
Fine.
trustee
I'm not
Alegna.
accused of being quick ever.
Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Trustee Alegna?
Aye.
Trustee Lucas?
Aye.
Trustee Hacker?
Aye.
Trustee Bowles?
Aye.
Supervisor Prater?
Aye, motion passes. Public comments? Seeing no public present and no one else. Moving on. Review and approval of board audit report from 3/11/23 to 4/6/23 for the amount of $214,792.35.
Make a motion to accept the board audit.
Thank you, trustee Bowles. Do we have a second? I'll second the motion. Any discussion? Hearing none, please call roll.
Trustee Lucas?
Aye.
Trustee Hacker?
Aye.
Trustee Bowles?
Aye.
Trustee Alegna?
Aye.
Supervisor Prater?
Aye, motion passes. Moving to old business, there's none at this moment. Actually, well, no, I'll talk about it at a different point. New business, monthly financial and investment report, for information only. And supervisor's report as well, I have given it to you. This is everything that we've done year to date, all the way through. Have any questions, please let me know. Treasurer's report as well, same thing. More access to the vendors, names, and everything like that. Moving to highway commissioner's report, which I believe highway commissioner did this present to us as well. You literally just got it today, so I understand if you have want to look through it real quick and have any questions for John, or send John a message to the road district, that's fine as well. Ordinance 2023-3, proposed town budget. This is the budget that I literally sent to you guys this week ago. There was one correction, and that's the LARPA funds. The actual code is changed to 640, and they're on page, hold on, sorry. On page 4, the LARPA for seniors at 140,000, I just changed the code to 608 from 450, I believe. So that's the only thing that has changed on this. Is there any questions or concerns regarding the budget?
Yeah, I've got a couple. Well, the first one, Mike had mentioned making a donation to the West Chicago Park District of $3,000, and I don't see
Sponsorship.
a sponsorship. I don't see. Is it on here? Is it under something that I'm not reading?
That's going to be under maintenance and building equipment.
Okay.
I think. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's other expenses miscellaneous.
What
For
page?
4,000
Which
on
one?
page 5.
Okay.
Other expenses miscellaneous is what it's under.
Other expenses miscellaneous.
Oh, other
4,000.
divisions?
So that includes $3,000 for the Park District.
Correct. So
Okay.
it just adds it.
So
It has $1,000.
we're looking at sponsoring them, and the reason the clerk gave that suggestion is because they donate the room for us to use for our yearly meeting, correct?
Correct.
Okay, how much does it cost to rent that room?
I'm not sure.
Well, I do know, because I found out. To rent room 106 is where we're gonna have the meeting tomorrow. That holds 150 people, and that's the room that they're giving us. To rent it, and I don't know what they would say if we were residents or not, if one person. But if it's a resident, if we set up the chairs, it's $100 an hour. And the non-resident rate, if we set up the chairs, is $120 an hour. If they set up the chairs, the resident rate is $120 an hour, and the non-resident rate is $145. I would much rather pay for them to set up the chairs and pay them the $120 or $145 an hour than sponsoring them for $3,000. I think that's outrageous, that we would spend $3,000, that we pay 30 times as much as what it costs to rent the room.
It was part of the clerk's budget, so he told me what he wanted and then I put it in there. Same thing as I
understand that, but why didn't you find out how much it costs to rent the room?
Don't know.
Yeah, I guess, well, maybe that's something that we need to look before we put it in the budget next time. Because I did ask you about this a
Does
couple
that
months
dollar
ago.
amount also offset other things that if we sponsor other programs too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more than just a room.
Right. It's way
Right, well, you know what, you can get $1,000, you can sponsor at levels 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000, and if you look at the handout that we had last week, what it is, it's, we can hand out we can hand out stuff like,
information, yeah.
right, we can hand out stuff, like pens or whatever, at like one major event a year. Why would we spend $3,000 when we've been going to like National Night Out, and we can do that for not costing, right? And then you get a couple of day passes to the Turtle Water Park. I just don't think they're already a taxing body and they're getting the taxpayers' funds as it is. And I don't think it's appropriate to give them $3,000 when we can rent it for $100, to $145 an hour.
Thank you for voicing that. Any other questions?
Oh,
In
yes.
regards,
Yeah, I do have another one. You've got $45,000 of legal fees, and I had asked about this a couple meetings ago. Clerk said, when I said, well, what is this for? The answer I got was, well, I think that would be not sufficient to cover the expenses. And that's the only expense, that's the only, information I got on that. And again, I think it's irresponsible to put $20,000 on without discussing what these may be, if there's any expenses. I did email you, Supervisor Prater, and you said, well, that would include any, ethics violations and any FOI legal
Points, yeah.
fees. The reason why we have an ethics clerk is to avoid the violations, because we had a major ethics violation when you sent out that newsletter.
point of order, no.
No, okay,
Point of
well,
order.
this is-
That's your opinion, and with all due
Okay.
respect, we're talking about the budget.
right. But when the attorney was brought in, when we had Cyd Paulsen, who came and made the presentation on ethics, and you brought in the town attorney to that meeting, the town attorney stated that this new position cannot go on anything that was in the back, any ethics violation in the back, backdated from when we elected the ethics person. And I'm wondering why, if we have $0 in ethics violations in the budget, now that we actually have an ethics officer to hopefully check everything so we don't run into a violation, why are we putting $20,000 in legal fees?
I'm just gonna throw something in here that
Sure.
probably we covered this. Okay, so we have an ethics advisor, okay? But if this, basically, from what I read in the job description of it, the ethics advisor basically reads all the stuff that's happening. And when it comes to the legal aspect of it, our hands are tied. We can't do anything on it.
Right.
So then that's where the clerk, because he is our ethic advisor, maybe I'm off the base here, trying to explain this myself, well then he's gotta go get the legal advice to figure out how we're gonna handle the ethics violation. So where is that money gonna come from if the clerk doesn't have it in his budget to hire a lawyer to look over the ethics violation that the trustees and the clerk, we basically, once it's filed, wherever it gets filed, we don't do anything with it.
Well, how we've been handling it for all along.
We never had a violation.
Well.
There was never a violation, so we never been
What are you anticipating that
here.
we're gonna have $20,000 for now?
But no,
No.
it's not necessarily
No, yeah, it's not-
$20,000.
and for my portion of the budget.
Just in case, God forbid.
All right, well, I have a question then, because initially you had wanted to elect or appoint, whatever the proper word is, the clerk's father-in-law. So if he was
Don't refer to him
appointed-
as that.
If he
That's
was
not,
appointed, what budget would you put those legal fees under, is my question.
I'll tell you right now.
Under the
So-
town,
it-
either way, the town.
the
So I
reason
would-
Go
why-
under the town.
Yes.
Right, so why
Is this
would
about
it
my
not?
section of the?
Yes, it is your section,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, well, the reason that's in there is when you have active board members threatening to sue the supervisor and the board, you need to have extra money
And when did that
to the
happen?
side.
You did.
Multiple times.
Oh,
You did.
really?
You did.
Yes,
Really?
check the minutes.
Okay, check the minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Check the minutes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well,
So
okay, that's
that's
absolutely
the
fine.
bottom line. That's
Yeah.
why we have that
Oh,
money
oh.
in that fund.
Point of order, okay, so,
Yes.
thank you, trustee Lucas, for
So
bringing those
again,
up.
my question to you is if somebody else was appointed, the ethics person, what fund would you put those legal fees into?
I would probably put it under the town fund, but I would have to ask said person, hey, if something were to come in, and I would increase the town rate for legal services.
Right, so that's why I don't understand why you don't have it under the town fund now.
Because
Because
it's
this is
his
a-
budget.
It's a brand new line, it's a brand new, as far as I'm looking at, it's a brand new category.
Correct.
Well,
It's a brand new item under a category.
Should I
It's-
have, are you wanting to like add a different section for
Well, I think it's-
like instead of other divisions, ethics under the clerk? Is that what you wanna do?
No,
Okay.
I don't, I just think it's you've got $45,000 in legal fees, and I think it's just a way of you breaking up the legal fees and not showing people how much you're actually spending.
No, that is not. I specifically asked him for his budget. I specifically asked Mark for his budget. They gave it to me and that's what I want. That's exactly how I want it.
And where, do you have a line?
His legal fees are under us.
Oh, that's my point.
That's why it's $25,000
That's my
under
point.
us.
It's under yours.
Great.
Good. So is there, okay,
So I disagree with that. I
okay.
disagree with it, we're putting 20,000. And I also think that your legal fees are way out of bounds. For example, you sent everybody an email that's do not reply, and that is an open meetings act violation. You cannot be sending out, and the ethics officer can check into that. You cannot send out a group email to all the board members saying do not reply. That's an open meetings act
Don't reply
violation.
to this email.
Right,
Yes,
you
I,
cannot send out a group email to all the board orders, and if you can't find the law, maybe you can have the ethics officer look that up. But,
or our lawyer, which would be legal fees. So, yeah, either way.
yeah, but
So-
my point is when you sent out a mass email asking me if we knew it, asking us if we knew anything about the robocalls on the, for the,
Seniors.
going to the seniors, going to Wayne, you copied the attorney on that. Now, why would you copy the attorney on that? That's just another way that you're running up attorney fees. And I don't understand why you're doing that.
Okay, I included our lawyer to make sure that, number one, I was doing everything properly. He didn't respond to me saying it was an open meetings violation at all whatsoever. And,
Yeah, well, that's a problem with the lawyer then.
okay, well, either way,
But that's
you're concerned
running-
about legal fees. and I agree
That's
loud and
running
clear.
up the legal fees.
What other
do not
questions do you
need-
have about their budget?
Well, you don't need to CC the lawyer on something like that, and you're causing the taxpayers to pay more money in legal fees.
Just like you are when you cost the board to do the same thing.
But what?
However,
When-
we're moving
when-
on.
when-
Sean,
no,
do you have any
you
que-
can't
No,
just
we
say
are moving
that.
on. Point of order. You can leave if you don't like it, trustee Lucas. You can leave if you
You
don't like it.
cannot say anything like that.
Yes, I can. I can
that's
say we're gonna take a
unethical.
break and I can
That's
call the police to come and remove you.
Unethical. Oh, that's
I can.
gonna be really good. Yes, you can.
I can.
Yes, you can.
However, that's not gonna happen.
And I guess that's
Barb,
because we're not taking.
trustee
the
Elected, do you
meeting.
have any questions regarding our ordinance for the town?
Something's gonna change.
No, but I did wanna say thank you to trustee Volz because he's, like, at this point, one of the clearest voices, most logical voices in the room. So thank you, trustee Volz.
You're welcome. I mean, it's just common sense.
It is, exactly.
Trustee Volz, any questions on the budget?
No, I just need to go back, so, what are we changing, so we're
This
gonna
is
be
just
voting on this?
presenting, this is what we're gonna end up be
Okay.
voting on next month.
Okay.
Trustee Hacker, any questions on the budget?
I'd like to make a motion.
We can't,
I'd like to make a
there's
motion.
no motions in this is just presenting it.
All right, well, I'd like to make a suggestion. This is an ask for next month. I would like to take the $3,000 donation out from West Chicago Park District. Out of the $4,000.
Something you can talk to the
Yeah, I'll
clerk, Naomi about, for
That's
sure.
fine. I'm just telling you that that's a recommendation.
Moving on to ordinance 2023-04, proposed road budget.
So here's the road district budget. all there. Broken down line by line. If you have any questions or concerns, I gave you guys a comparison, further back. I gave you our, where is it? Yeah, the budget comparison is in there. And then in the very back page is, well, of course not mine, but in yours, let's see, yep, there it is, the half rate tax
Yeah.
that we give back to, the cities. That comes right off the top out of general road fund. So the amount I levy for is not what I get, it's minus that. So if you have any questions or concerns, please give me a call. And we can make an appointment or talk on the phone.
Thank you, Highway Commissioner Juza. Just so you guys know, in the next meeting, or the next month, there's gonna be quite a different amount of meetings, but there will be a budget hearing, and that's when we approve the Highway Commissioner's budget. Our budget hearing will happen, but our budget will be approved during the meeting, okay? Just to clarify. Department reports. Oh, sorry.
So parking and traffic fines, so then you get reimbursed for some of those?
Yeah, we usually get half of what the tickets issued for.
So like the guy that keeps blowing through our stop sign and would they cite them, you would get some
We
money?
would get half of that if they actually were out there to write the ticket.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
The moms were yelling at him again today.
We all, in my neighborhood, it's a streetcar race every day. And right now, they're tearing it up in there right now.
They're waiting for the kids,
Both of
and there they go.
I know.
Highway Commissioner Juza, your
Oh boy, we got a list. So, brush pickup is complete for April. The next one is May 1st. April 5th, we installed new speed limit signs on Purnell Road. The county approved our request, lowered it from, she put 45, it's 40 to 35. So we had those installed last week in conjunction with the city. A certain portion along Trillium Farms was annexed into the city of West Chicago, so we lost part of Purnell Road. So they, during the course of the annexation, we worked with the city that they adopted the 35-mile-an-hour speed zone. So the whole road is still 35 mile an hour. Our roads will be cleaned up the last week of April before our mowing starts May 1st. I didn't use junk.
I saw that, I saw that.
Started up our
I saw
drainage and
that.
culvert and ditch work. We've started our season. However, we start picking up brush again May 1st, which will stop the season, then we'll get in full swing after that. We signed an IGA quite a while ago with the state for new streetlights at James and Route 59, also at Edgewood Walk and 59. They have started and our MFT funds were secured for payment. We owe them about $35,000 when they're all done. They're gonna be installing new streetlights at James and 59. Basically, they're just upgrading those, but at Edgewood Walk and 59, they're installing a left turn lane. So if you're headed southbound on 59, you'll have a turn lane now with a turn arrow to go onto Edgewood Walk.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's been.
So it's been a wide island forever. Now they're gonna make that part of the turn lane. But we have to incur some of the costs because according to the state of Illinois, if our roads weren't there, they wouldn't need the turn signals or the merge lanes or anything. So I have to pay our portion and I'm gonna use MFT funds because they can never tell me the exact amount, and we're guessing it's 35. They're thinking more like 28, but they won't know till the job's done. We're hauling our wood chips to our residents, our annual program. And that includes anybody that lives in the cities in our township. May 3rd, the road district is hosting a chainsaw chipper safety seminar for all the 9 townships at our facility. We're hosting it. I also have some other news. I had to let an employee go about 3 weeks ago. I can't go into details because it's private, but I had to let a probationary employee go. It just wasn't working out. I've replaced him with a part-timer, not a full-timer, and he started today. And he's gonna basically just mow and then work part-time in the winter when we need him. He's retired from his previous job. And if you have any questions regarding the budget, please don't hesitate to call or ask. I'm always open to answer any questions. If you can mark your calendars for September 30th, that is our annual recycling event. And the last news I have is I received a phone call from the road district attorney, and our 3 tax objections were dropped.
Yay.
They met, we presented all the paperwork to back up why we had carryovers, and he dropped it. We're just waiting for the paperwork so we can put it on file.
Wonderful. Congratulations. That's
That
awesome.
was good news.
Yeah.
So that was the quickest tax objection I've ever been through. It was 6 months, and that was a record. So,
Yeah.
but if you have any questions, give me a call.
Assessor Malay?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the, township for sending a condolence card for my mother's passing, that was very nice. And if anybody has any questions about my portion of the budget, always feel free to call me or come on in.
Great. Clerk Williami?
All right, well,
No, not that. Just anything
Not
in your
this?
department, not that yet.
no, nothing, just the meeting tomorrow night. See everybody at, say maybe about 6:45. And we'll get started at 7.
I have a question. It's not on our website. Other than on one of the page, it says, and it's been there for months, if not last year, that the annual township meeting is with the date and the time, but there is no location. There's no agenda.
The agenda should be posted online now. It was posted at the office here as well as up at the Arts Center.
So just today is when you guys put it on?
Today on the website, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, how come it was only posted today on the website?
The law states has to be posted at the office.
Okay.
Guess it depends on which law you're looking at. Okay. It states 3 places. Where were the other public places that it was posted at?
The Arts Center as
Okay.
well as the office here.
Okay, but the
The
law
Daily
states 3
The
public
Daily
places.
Herald, yeah.
3
Newspaper.
public places and the newspaper.
Okay.
So we're in violation of that law. And,
What were the 3? I thought we just had 3.
No, so it does state 3 public places plus the newspaper plus our website under
Oh, so the
OMA.
newspaper.
So it's
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
several places. It's fine if
it
You know,
depends-
I wasn't aware
we
of that.
just say missed it, it's fine, we move forward.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
all.
I was
But
never-
the OMA, it
It
depends
has never
on
been
which-
posted on the
which law.
website previously, so I was.
Next year, email me a copy of it.
Yeah, we'll make sure. Posted at the road district as well next year.
Okay, moving on for our department. Ride DuPage had 1 rider with 6 stops. Our bus had 117 riders with 227 stops.
Wonderful.
General assistance, they did 182 calls, 6 emergency assistance, 5 were for food, 1 was for rent, 1 new passenger fund, and 6 LAHEAP applications. I also got an annual report from our neighborhood food bank here. I can either copy it, I literally just got it, so I can send it around so you guys can read it if you want to, or have it go. I am also going to at least announce today, we approved the Reynolds Cemetery, we approved their new contract. He increased everything $200. So what I'm going for burial and then $50 for cremation, urn setting and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing with what we're asking for plots as well, increasing it by $200 as well. And going from there, I will present it to the board next time saying that, hey, this is what I'm going to do, but I'm just letting you know that I'm in the process of taking care of that. Okay?
And are there income requirements if someone can't meet those, that then we forgive some of that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If something like that would happen for sure. And it's also part of general assistance too, if they qualify for that. In any ways. if
'Cause I think
it's
that's why we
accomplished.
were supposed to maintain a cemetery, right, to allow access for that stuff too.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
Alright.
Speaking of the cemetery too, there was a tree that did fall down this last, storm that got taken care of. Thank you very much, Commissioner Buza, on doing that and helping me out. Any questions for me? My department report? No? I will just say too, I just want to point out that tomorrow is our raised luncheon. If you are able to come, please show, she says. That's Paulsen, I'm speaking of the she. And then also on the 12th is our senior event at Warrenville Park District. So I have all that together, explaining senior merger with LARPA funds with Wayne Township, as well as our senior bus information. and some stuff about the veterans thing that's happening as well as Chris is going to be, or Mark is gonna be there with me, so. Okay, hearing nothing else,
So with that
yes,
talk you're having with them, with the seniors, to get them to their, is the new bus on its way?
oh yeah. I made sure that we paid the new, so we didn't
Okay.
run into this situation like John did, I'm sorry, John, I'm using you as an example for tax objections. I made sure that the bus was paid off in March, so that it was on last year's budget, not
So
this year's budget.
That's the
coming up.
problem. I've been
So-
carrying a trailer for 2 years that I'm finally getting tomorrow,
No,
after
Yeah.
2 years.
They are
But I
saying
have
the
to
new
have
bus-
the money.
The new bus is supposedly sometime in November, October, November, but it's being made.
okay, and then we might have a part-time driver if the need arises that the seniors wanna go to Wayne and our bus service is already filled with taking people to medical appointments.
I will definitely look into that, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
absolutely. Yes, sir.
So Gary, my new guy, has a Class A CDL. He'll be working full-time for me in the summer mowing, but in the fall and winter, you know, when it starts to quiet down, he is available to drive the bus.
You're like a hero all around.
So I mentioned that to him when I hired him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does the new bus have to be a CDL?
No,
No, but it's
but
nice
he
to
has
have.
35 years of driving.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just saying,
It's
yeah.
nice to
And
have.
I don't have to do it.
I think
If you,
I enjoy
Sorry.
it.
yeah, if you're driving, if it's a commercial
But no.
vehicle, commercial vehicle with 26 or more passengers, I think it's
Is that what it
required.
is?
Yeah, I may be wrong, but I think it's
16.
26.
16, yeah.
16, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
There we go.
So,
Then you gotta go for a chauffeur license or something.
Move- moving on, I would like to
You'd make a good
have a
bus
motion to
driver,
go into executive session. Move that we convene into executive session under section 2C21, discussion of the minutes of prior executive session meetings for purpose of review or approval of release of such minutes of the Open Meetings Act.
Seconded.
Thank you.
You want that extra?
Call roll.
Yeah. Trustee Volz?
Aye.
Trustee Hacker?
Aye.
Trustee Lucas?
Aye.
Trustee Alekna?
Aye.
Supervisor Freya?
Aye, motion passes. Thank you very much. You guys can
Thanks, guys.
go. You can call roll when you're ready.
Trustee Volz?
Out of executive session, yes.
Yes. Trustee
And
Hacker?
go into regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming
Then
back.
I gotta bring something up about that.
Trustee Lucas?
We're going
coming
back
out
into
of
a
it.
regular
We're going
meeting
back.
so the public can come
Roll
back.
that we're coming back to the regulars?
To regular,
Okay,
yep.
here. Yeah, is that what, I
Trustee
just want to
Alekna?
make sure
Yep.
I was saying it here or
Yep.
present, okay.
And Supervisor Freya?
Aye. Yeah, I mean here. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. Is there any?
Here.
Yeah.
Yep, gotcha.
Is there any
I make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Didn't vote?
Wait,
Well,
wait,
we
wait,
have to-
wait,
wait a
wait, wait.
minute.
There's
No.
already a second on the floor,
It's
so
not on, and it's
Okay,
Correct.
but, okay, the discussion is we didn't vote on this.
We can't.
We can only
it's
vote.
not on the agenda.
Oh,
It said executive session review is executive session minutes. We
okay.
come out of executive session at 9:10 should have been action.
Okay,
in
that,
executive
yeah, that
session.
makes
So
sense.
that's
That-
why we have to
oh, that's
adjourn.
fine. I didn't, that was a good discussion. I appreciate, thank you.
All right.
so the next agenda
Yeah.
Put that
will be
behind there, that
to
was-
release executive session.
Session
Well,
meeting.
actually, can we do that in just open session? We don't even have to go back
It's
into
not-
executive
I-
session.
Yeah, it's gotta be on the agenda.
It has to be on the agenda. However, my question is instead of going into executive
No, you
session
don't
to
have to
review
go.
it,
No.
just say
No.
like on new business, release
Or it could be under old
2/8.
business.
Yeah, we don't have to.
2/21.
Or
go
old
in
business, you can be
Old
under
business.
old business.
Okay,
yeah.
to release executive session minutes from 2/8, 6/14, and 8/9 of 21,
Right.
Right,
and to hold the executive session minutes from
right.
October 11th of 21 and
Yeah.
April 11th of 22. Okay, that will be on the old
So my
business.
motion to adjourn is still there.
There's a motion from trustee Volz and a second by trustee Hacker. All in
I got
favor?
quick on that one.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Against, say nay. Motion passes at 7:40 PM. Thank you, trustee Lekna.